All right, all you devils out there, happy Friday. Oh, let's see. About 12:30 for me here as we go into a holiday weekend. Of course, crypto never sleeps, but it is a bit sleepy today, I think, in general. Just volume light across most markets, but that does indeed make it easier to manipulate. Oh, we'll look at a couple of things along those lines. So here, well, let's just start with where we are here. I'm just drawing from the proposed wave 2 here, looking at our impulse here. Now, we're all kind of trying to figure out the same thing, right? Nobody knows, but can we lean into the idea that we've got the good fours in here and per, a 3, right? You can probably get here 3 different ways, but do we have a 3 that gives us enough of a correction here at the 23? Now, when we've talked about this a little bit, last couple of weeks here as we've been stuck here for a while. We're just sitting in the value area. I mean, marks it out pretty clearly. I'm drawing it from this pivot. I've also got the anchored VWAP on here, and that's the 200 God MA. Kind of stuck here, and it's the POC's right there. Now we had some bullish news yesterday. Well, potentially bullish news here. I would think certainly long term good for the whole space that we've got Ethereum ETFs. It's good, right? It's not having much impact on here's Ethereum, right? It's not doing much in the short term, but I think long term, we'll look at ETH in a second. Long term, certainly a positive development for the entire crypto sphere. So what are we doing here? Well, I know you can't see it in there. Well, that's a 4-hour. Let's dig in a little bit. Get this out of here. All right, so we're going to consolidate as we sit here essentially right at the POC. We're going to have to break out of this one way or the other. Now, you'll note here we did get a little push out of it here that was quickly recovered. Same thing up here. We had a little push below. Now we sit right in the middle. This is going to take some muscle and, perhaps a catalyst. The ETH ETF doesn't seem to be a catalyst here that would get things moving, but it's relatively early. So if we zoom in here, I guess the real question is, where are we in this count? At this point here, given the retrace here, let's come out of log here. I don't need to be in log. When I'm down here looking at a range from 56 to 70, I don't need to be in log scale here as I tighten the range. Right now, as we were just looking at it, different story. But as we sit here looking at this, okay, 1, 2, right? This is certainly the bull count. 1, 2, I get a completed impulse here. I don't think there's any dispute, right? You can count it a couple of different ways, but we complete something here. Now, what did we complete? Well, of course, your first thought when it starts is you're thinking, 1, 2, 3. Not so fast. All right, well, first, right, you just, a little measuring might caution you. Okay, well, we're 127, 1382. Okay, it's not a bad impulse, right? Relative to the 1, 2. For Bitcoin, now of course, Bitcoin loves the golden zones, loves the 1618. This is not enough, right? So it makes you think, 1, 2, not likely to be 3. Of course, now anything's possible. I say that, right? Certainly it could be 1, 2, 3. How is this count going to change? Well, I've got this little box highlighted down here. If we come down here and we break the pivot here, well, different story. Well, then, right, the idea starts to lock in a little bit more here, which I think is, it's a kind of a toss-up at the moment. But I'm inclined to think that we're in the process of putting in the 2. Now, for that to happen, we have to roll over again. We're going to have to break the wave 1 here, and we come in and potentially could be lower. Now, if that's the case, now here I'm pulling from the wave 2 here on the premise that this would be the completed impulse, and so it would be 1, 2, 1, 2. So note the God MA, right? 200 average of the MA estimate, right? So it's sitting right here at the golden zone. Interesting, right? But now it looks like I've got the start on something here. So let's go down to a 60 and see if we can make some sense of this. All right, it gets a little wicky here. So this, you're kind of torn here. Could I be done? Oh, looks like you can get a 3. This is a little funky here, but you can get an A, B, C into this. A, B, C for the second. So let's not overcomplicate. A, B. So pardon me. A 3, W, X, Y. Right? You've got that capability here. If this is A, B, C, we finish here. Now, what are we doing? Did we truncate here? Is this AB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I'd label that. Thought I had it, but I've got a couple of charts, maybe on a different one. Is this what we have here? Right? Are we truncating here? So, what have I not used over here? Let's get a blue in that. Right? Is that what we've got here? Because of course, if you go to a line chart, oh, it certainly looks like, oh shit, okay, perfect. Back to where we have this wick to deal with. It leaves you a little bit, not sure. So, of course, now we're kind of waiting to see here. Do I get a 5 or a 3? Right? Is it? If I get a 5, well, then I can lean a little bit more heavily into the idea, whether it's we finish here and this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, which I think makes me a little less comfortable here. The Y could be in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I need that 5th. So just to complete it, it's not too challenging to visualize that, right? So okay, we get a 5 here. Well, then one of these is going to hold as our pivot low, likely, right? Likely. And this is, close enough to where that's certainly could be a front run off the 50. It's tricky. You can't have a lot of conviction in it because we're a little abnormal here. Truncation, always the last resort. Liquidation wick here, ran the stops. Could be. So for short-term traders, I think you wait for this to show itself, right? Is it a 5? Well, it's a 5. Okay, great. I'll wait for the 3 to retrace, come back here. And now, are you missing anything? Well, it depends on your time frame, and if are you tight little swings off a 15-minute with leverage. Okay, well, if that's the case, you've got potential here. Now you'd be buying right into the imbalance here. You sure you want to do that? Get up to the 5. Well, we've got an imbalance up here. Now that's partially mitigated. I like it down here. You'd have a little fair value gap down here as well you could work off of. So again, we don't have this, but this is what I'd be looking for, right? If that completes, and I'm going to come back down in here, I've got a little fair value gap in here. Oh, it's barely there. Something like that. Okay, 1, 2. I'm in for 3. Well, what would that mean? That would be 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. Off we go. One of these is likely to produce something substantial, right? At least to a 1,618. Don't have it yet. Now, of course, we can't completely eliminate the bear count. We just can't, right? I know. Nobody wants to even think about it. But let's just keep that as a possibility. We have to consider it. Oh, right here. So this would be, if I bring this, let's get you out of here. What would the alternative be? Well, this would be, oh, sure, I got to scrunch it up a little bit. Oh, let's go back here, maybe a 2. ABC into a W, ABC into an X. Heading lower for the Y, so the 4 would likely be down lower over here. So this would all just be in, W, X, A, B, C, Y. Right? We can't eliminate it. Do I think that's probable? No. Is it possible? Absolutely. Well, anything's possible. But just based off of the swing structure, what we see here, okay, we can't pull it off the board yet. When could we? Well, we're going to need a 5 here. 1, 2. Well, so we draw it again. 1, 2, 3. On the assumption that's 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One way or another, we've got to blow through these highs and take out those highs. Now, you could do it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I come back to that, if we got that, then all I'd do is just do this. 1, 2, 1. I should put it at a different degree. 1, 2, 1, 2. This would next be the 1. Let's finish it here so I don't confuse you. 2, and then we're off again. Get off of there. These would be all much higher. So this would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Right now, that's crazy bullish. Right, we'd be way over 6 figures, way over. If 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? I mean, there's no way around it. Right? If we're going to keep climbing, that's likely what we're looking at. Now, timing is everything, of course. All right, let's get these out of here. So let's go back in there again. One. I don't think we need to worry. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. It seems less likely here that we're rolling over again to complete something along these lines here. Some sort of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this for an ABC. That seems less likely, right? As we start to climb here, right? So we can even just tee this up here. Maybe we'll take this here while I'm recording this video here, where we could, okay, right? So the 1, 2, that doesn't look like we'd be leaning into a diag there. Of course, it's possible. Right? So we're a lot of words to get to. It's not really ripe here. That you have, well, I guess what I'm trying to say, you have no edge here. That's a long-winded way of getting there. We're just sitting. We're in the value area at the POC with uncertainty about which direction we're going. So why put money at risk? My view here is that there's no reason to get overly aggressive one way or the other until we get out of this range that we're in. As we looked at on when I first brought it up on a 4-hour, let's get some 5s to clarify where we are, rather than just sit here at the POC in the value area, right? You just have no edge here, right? You're guessing. Sorry, but you are. If you take any position here, and while you might nibble a little bit, looking for some small swings, any sort of major size to be placed here, based off of, well, certainly nothing technical. I mean, really, that would give you the reason to go size there and heavy leverage. Long-term trend, right? Okay, well, now we're talking spot. You want to be a buyer in here? No. Are you comfortable parking the capital there? I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying you don't have a particular edge here as we sit right now. In my opinion, for what that's worth. In my opinion, what edge do you have here? You don't have one. Okay, let's go over to ETH here and take a quick peek. This, I've got big news. Why? I mean, the volatility here, this wick, right? This range here, that's the ETF volatility. This was the buy the rumor, sell the news. Well, kind of the same thing, right? I mean, if I go off of this low, right here, we're sitting. Here's POC. We're just right in the kind of the same thing, right? We're just sitting right in this value area here until we get out of this. Why put money at risk? I'd want to hear your argument as to why this would be the right time to put capital at risk. I don't see it, right? So, okay, so one thought is 1, 2, we can complete an impulse here. So 1, 2, 3. What are we doing here, right? Well, one thing here, we can eliminate the triangle here if this turns into a 5, right? So if we get this leg down here, if we go down here, which maybe not here, right? So if we look at this, if this is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to come down for the 5, okay, well, triangle's off the board. If we're going to go up here, well, triangle stays on the board, right? So we might be doing, let's get the 4 here. Let's just hide that. Right, so this could be a series of 3. So we'd have the triangle, A, B, C, D, E, 4, up. But it's a lot to forecast a triangle when you're sitting at a, well, could be, right? Till you get the D and start to retrace for the E, I mean, certainly because that could be 1, 2, right? And then something bigger comes out of this. So it's very hard to make that prediction, right? You can't, really, you can't. You can't make that prediction, right? But you can look at this and be prepared for either direction. So once again, okay, do you want to buy right into the imbalances here? You want to buy right into the POC? You want to buy into this uncertain price action here? Do we have higher highs and higher lows? No. Do we have lower lows and lower highs? No. What have I got? I got sideways. I've got consolidation. I got the POC. I have no edge. Once again, why? Trading is about identifying that moment in time where whether you have it or not, you at least believe you have an edge. That's why you put money at risk. Don't think we have one yet. Now, next week, maybe it's just with the holiday. Traders are preoccupied with other things, right? If traders are ever not completely obsessed with the market. I know my wife accuses me of that all the time. But as we sit here looking at this, I just, I like to trade as much as anyone. Why? Don't see it. Yes. Let's take a quick peek here. Right. Boy, talk about just obscene manipulation yesterday. Well, okay. So look, it's just okay. So what happens up here, right? So breakout, right? So we have the NVIDIA news. Of course, the NQ right here. I'm looking at the S&P, but everything they move together. So we sweep the highs. This is. So I can try and teach you this, but you're going to have to, if you don't take my word for it, you can just learn it the hard way. Right, so what happens here? This is an all-time high. They sweep the all-time highs off of the NVIDIA news and then straight line. Where's it stop? Hello, golden zone. So you can't, no possible way that surprises you. Not if you've watched any of my videos. Just not possible, right? We know that's, again, it's not why it moves, it's how it moves. So as we retrace here, oh shit, oh, it's coming down. God, where's it going to stop? Oh, here we're recovering, right? We got 62% of it. Oh, where's the resistance? This really was just obscene yesterday, really. Right? I think it's the biggest sell-off of the year, one of the biggest of the year, right after they sweep to new all-time highs. Come on, whales don't buy all-time highs. We know this, guys. That's a sucker play right there. Everybody who bought that got taught a lesson, right? You don't buy breakouts at all-time highs. Certainly not in the S&P. Now maybe there's equities with earnings pump, but NVIDIA certainly they launched. But for an index like this, that is a suck. Oh my God! What are they doing? Oh God, maybe we can get them to buy it. I promise you, that's what's happening there. Okay, and then right to the golden zone where people go, oh, shit. Well, let's take a quick peek at TOTAL2. This is the one that really kind of keeps me on edge here. Now, this is one where, God, never have I seen a triangle look so good that didn't turn into a triangle. I was fairly sure we had this going right here, and then E. Boom. W, X, Y, right? Doesn't fly, right? So what's the alternative, right? So that's the beautiful thing about Elliott Wave. If not this, then that. And if not that, then this. So this keeps me on edge here. So ABC into an A, W, X, Y, candidate for B. Well, what's the alternative? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This keeps me a little on edge, right, for alts, right? Everybody kind of feeling like alt season, it's about to go. Okay, well, what's happening over here? What's happening over here? If we're going off of that news, certainly it's possible. That's what I got daily there. What would the assumption be? 1, 2, working on 3, 4, 5, right? So that's your alternate. This would be over here, and the WXY wouldn't get rid of it, right? You might have truncation here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, shit. Do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Or A, B, C, D, E, right? So all of it, right? That was all pointing to lower prices, but I get that, right? So if not that, then this. So this would be the alternate, right? A, B, C, possibly here. Or this just becomes, oh shit, where'd my C go? C comes over here. And maybe get in some sort of a diag here. This comes here. 1, 3, 3. Shit, I guess you'd have to do it this way. 3, 4, 5. We're going to come out of here with some sort of a diag. Well, if so, then we're going to need to overlap that 1. Right? You see, it's this criteria here that keeps you from just going, well, fuck, I don't know, let's just buy it. It has to qualify. 3, 3, 3. Okay, we got the overlap, but I want to see a 3 here. Am I going to get a 5 here? That kind of do it like this. And this would be out of here. You've got to be thinking the same thing, right? You've got to, if you're trying to apply Elliott here, you're going through the same process that I am here. We're all kind of trying to, what is it? Where are we? I wouldn't ignore that. And then this over here, well, let's get past, let's little time pass from this, right? Do we see where are we rolling over? Or are we going to launch? Well, I know the bull camp, right? We're anticipating one of these pivots is going to hold as our 4. We went right to the highest probability location for a wave 4, right here, where we have these imbalances. We should probably make that a different color, right? So we have this location here, 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, I'm not saying it's not, but if we're going up here, right, we've got nice channeling here to give us some location. We're going up to the 5 here. Well, what are we completing? Let's pull back to the 4. We're trying to complete the 3. 4. We got this nice channeling here, right? So we're going to come up here, get to the 5th of the 3rd. Well, what's the anticipation after that, right? We complete a 5. After that is a 3 and then a 5. Right, and then we'd have just a beautiful impulse off of the low, right? This would just be textbook. Now, do I know we're going to get this? Of course not. But, boy, certainly wouldn't surprise me. Matter of fact, that's what I'm anticipating. So for the market to knock me off of that expectation, right, something dramatic has to change, like breaking this channel. That would have me rethinking it. And until then, it's just a matter of timing your entry, right? And looking for the best location. I mean, you could say, fuck it, right? Just buy it right now, right? And say, okay, I'm buying spot here. I like it up here, right? I'm bullish long term. I've got targets up here, 4,000 or 5,000. Okay, I'll take a little drawdown. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but then why are you watching my videos? Right? This is about trying to get more precise about the entry, right? Maybe you're going to add a little leverage because you got a clean entry. If you're here, you're looking for that precision. Because otherwise, you just put it on, go to Coinbase or, I shouldn't say that. You can go over to our sponsor being Bitunix and just buy it every week. Bitunix, brought to you by Bitunix, where you can open an account without KYC, without using a VPN if you're in the States or in a country where we have limitation. You can go right to them, hundreds of coins or futures. Spot, very reasonable fees. Links underneath. We did have a promo that's now going, that's now over, but they still have great, bonuses, right? They all do the same thing. They want you to open a futures account, you trade more. But their fees are very reasonable. Some maker taker, it's competitive with anyone. If you're interested, you're looking for an exchange, that link is underneath. That's what I'm forecasting. All right, maybe we keep this short and sweet. Well, everything else is going to move with these two. I don't think we can go look at a bunch of alts, but between Bitcoin, ETH, and TOTAL2, wherever you look, you're going to see that reflected the same idea here. All right, guys, maybe we'll call it a short one today, and we'll let the holiday pass. We'll come in next week. Live streams have been going very well. I appreciate all you guys participating. Just a reminder to anyone watching who's not in our Discord, if you want to participate in those live streams, you want to post up some charts, have some ideas, look for ideas, want to flex a little TA muscle, you can always just join us for free. Any free members are welcome to participate in those live streams. It's a good way to learn, get some ideas. So, okay, with that, I will wish you guys a nice long weekend, and I'll catch you next Wednesday. All right, take it easy, guys.